Weighing in, fights, and films.
Welcome to Weighing In, Fights and Films. I am Brett the Threat with my cousin and co-host,
Jenny Rose. And we're coming at you with a weighing in on Fist of Legend.
coming at ya.
Yeah. Starring Jet Li. Very young Jet Li. What was it? It was filmed in 94, so however old he was in 94. Filmed in Mandarin, so it's subtitled. At least the one... I watched English dubbing. What did you watch?
I watched with the voiceover English.
Okay, because
Yes.
there's some funny voices in the voiceover English. One of them's voiced by it's not voiced by William Shatner, but he's got the pacing of William Shatner.
What's the movie about?
Chinese student who goes to school in Japan.
Yeah, this is during the 30s before World War II.
So his master dies in a challenge match. So he heads back to China, pay his respects and to see what's going on and everything. Doesn't believe it was a natural death, believes foul play was at work.
Yes.
And sets about to redemption. Yeah. So, and this is Chinese versus Japanese, but
Yeah,
you
they're
kind
playing
of
on
find
that.
out they're playing on that, but you kind of find out that there's just an asshole on the Japanese side that's killing everybody.
Yeah, and typically in the kung fu, the ballet kung fu type movies, there's always like an ultra badass bad guy. And,
Yeah.
And the Japanese general is that
Yes,
guy.
and he's the William Shatner dude.
This is a kung fu movie.
Yes.
In like the classic sense that it's a lot of like a lot of choreography, and it's all
Some wire work,
when
but not as much as like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, but some
that actually was cooler. The characters will be speaking to each other and they're about to fight and they're just like clean shaven and showered, and then as soon as they start to fight, suddenly they're all dusty. So when they hit their arms, dust flies, and when they throw kicks, dust flies. It's like, you guys weren't on the ground a second ago.
And then, and of course, Shinzen, Jet Li's character, has as his love interest a Japanese girl. Scandalo. So, but she kind of comes to his aid when he's on trial, lies for him, says no, he was with me the whole night, so that he stays out of, the general can't get his way.
Oh, I missed that part. This movie is the story is so thin. It's just an excuse to get to the fighting. And there's so many fights. They're just like excuse after excuse to fight.
Yeah.
To have because that's really all this is.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like at the last minute threw in like some storyline.
Plot. We have to have a plot here.
Yeah. And I literally fell asleep watching this movie. I was halfway through. I just let it go. I fell asleep. I woke up and then he's about to fight the general, and I put the whole movie together just based on what I was watching. Just like, okay, so this happened, that must have happened, okay, that happened, okay, now I'm caught
missed some dirty boxing then, because Jet Li's character has no qualms about throwing illegal hits. I don't know how many times he nut punched.
Yeah, there's a lot of nut punches.
He even did where he grabbed and flipped someone.
I saw that one.
But see, for me, I think this movie has kind of the effect on me as like some of your other movies have for you. My roommate and I in college, we always had like this movie on at least like once a week.
Oh, really?
And then my roommate was a big Jet Li fan, had a huge crush on Jet Li.
I had some friends in college that were big Jet Li fans too.
Yeah, so it was kind of like the scenario where she'd be like, "Want to watch Fist of Legend?" I'd be like, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
So it was a big deal for you.
It was, but watching it now, I'm like, yeah, I have a feeling Brett's gonna pan this. But because I was kind of curious to see if it held up, because I really hadn't watched it since those days in college, because usually it was someone else bringing up wanting to watch it, and I just was along for the ride.
Okay.
So I was kind of curious to see if it held up over the years.
But it's really just one of those ballet kung fu movies where there's just all really choreographed fights, and it's like the guy fights 20 people at once and they all attack him one at a time for some reason.
Yeah.
And it's before World War II, but for some reason no one uses guns.
Well, did you see how the one guy held it in one scene? He's holding it like this, I
didn't see that. I must have been asleep for that one.
But,
he was trying to get all gangsta, but he went the wrong way.
But anyway, what do you weigh in on this film then?
I weigh in this is probably a 2. I would say a 2. I fell asleep during it. I considered turning it off because I was just like, okay, it's just more of the same thing and fights for no reason. But I know that people who watch these kind of movies, that's what they're watching it for, and if that's what you want, you definitely get it.
Yeah.
So I give it a 2. How about you? What do you weigh in?
I give it a 3.
It didn't hold up after college?
No, and I think in college I would have maybe given it like a 3.5 or 4. So I'm just I'm not saying it was ever a knockout for me.
So it didn't hold up over time? It just
But it did degrade a little bit. I was watching it and I'm just like, okay, the choreography's fun. Yeah. So I was enjoying the fight choreography, and yeah, it's outlandish and extravagant, but again, I'm watching a kung fu movie.
Right.
So my mindset is in the frame to accept it a little.
10-year-old me would have loved this movie. Because I was real into those Bruce Lee movies back in the day, so
there is a Bruce Lee movie, I was reading the trivia, that this plot is very similar to, I guess.
Is it?
I do give it one more punch than you. Probably if I was watching this now, fresh, never have seen it before, I'd be in the same boat as you.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it gets that one notch up because of the nostalgia factor for me. Because that was one of the cult films we watched in college a lot with the taekwondo team that I belonged to and everything. So,
well done.
Yeah. So,
so that's our review of Fists of Legend.
Fist of Legend.
Fist with a singular.
Yeah, because it's
Fist.
Jet Li's the Fist of Legend.
He's the Fist of Legend.
Yeah.
His legend will fist you.
Howard.
Don't forget to support her wing. Oh, Jesus. Don't forget to support her fight career, her MMA fight. I'm gonna try that again. Don't forget to support her MMA fight career by clicking the link below.
Fight on May 20th.
May 20th.
Yes,
Yay.
we have an opponent.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Who? Do you know her name?
No, I don't know her name. My coach has said it's confirmed if I'm willing to fight at 125 instead of 115.
And you...
I said as long as she's a 125er, like I'm a 125er and not a 125er.
She's cutting down from 150 for an amateur
right. Because my last fights at 125, I basically just walked in. I mean, I even had my bottle of water, like, hey, hi. And the other person's like sweating down to 125, like saunas work and cutting and everything. And I'm just like, hey.
Nice.
Got my trail mix. You want some? Yeah. So I was gonna drop down to 115 because I don't have to cut really for 125 at all. So.
And what's the organization?
It's for Knockout Promotions. It's
Knockout Promotions, Camo, and what city?
I don't know.
You don't know yet? Okay.
No. I just registered for the fight, and got an opponent. Didn't really pay attention.
Well, when we find out, we'll put in the link below for all you guys to. Hopefully, they'll be shown on the internet live. I don't know. Sometimes they do.
Not that one. In July, I might be put on a card that will be broadcast in other countries. I'm not certain about broadcast in the U.S.
All right. Well, we'll look for it anyway.
Yeah, and you can support this YouTube channel, Weighing In Fights and Films, by liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we also have a link below for merchandise on that.
There you go.
Fist of Legend.